It is time after a long time of this console running Tetris DX nonstop since this day because I don't remember off the top of my head. And today it is June 25th. This has been running Tetris DS nonstop. And this is an OLED kit. This is also an OLED kit that I ran at half brightness. This was max brightness. Both of them running Tetris DX. This one for not as long because I wanted to keep it normal. The reason I chose Tetris DX is because I didn't want to just put a static image on here. Originally, I was thinking about putting like Bob Wolf's face on here because he's kind of like the OLED burn-in test guy. And he also told me I should do this. But then like a static image just isn't really realistic. Like no one's putting on a static image on their Game Boy just to look at it. Maybe you are, I don't know. You can do whatever you want. Also, the proof for how long these have been going is the layer of dust on them, if it even shows up. Yeah, wipe it off because it's bothering me. But I chose to run a game, and I wanted to find a game that was somewhat common, that used all the colors, something that people would realistically play nonstop, like as much as possible. Maybe it's a game that would be on a morning commute, and maybe a game that is the only game that you ever really want to play on your Game Boy. And that pretty much left one of the Pokemon games or Tetris. And I could have done the original Tetris, but I wanted to do Tetris DX because it had a little bit more going on the start screen. And I thought that would be a good place to start, I guess. No pun intended, because it loops through some gameplay. It shows off all the different colors. And it's also got a bunch of moving stuff going on. So there's some static image in there, but not really a ton. Enough that if you were playing only Tetris on your subway ride to work every Monday through Friday, that this may give you an idea of how long the screen is going to last you. But for most people, if you're switching up the different games and if you're switching up, not playing it every day, because I did this poll a while back asking my audience, how often do you actually play your Game Boy? And these were the results. I did it on Instagram, on YouTube community tab. And shockingly, or not shockingly, not everybody played it every day, but there were a lot more people who played this for like 1 to 2 hours every day, or at least that's what they said they do. I wasn't expecting that many people to play this that much because in some corners of the internet, I'm known as the Game Boy guy, and I don't even play Game Boy every week. I love my Game Boy, but I don't play it all the time. I've played the majority of the Game Boy games that I want to play, and after a while, there's only so much Game Boy you can play. But something like Tetris, I can always pick up and play. So I felt like Tetris DX was like the perfect game for this. And there's my copy of Tetris DX, and I've been using my flash card for the other one. This is the half brightness one. This is the full brightness one. This has been running the full time. This has not been running the full time, but still a long time at half brightness. I'm going to take the game out so we can get a mostly white screen to see just how bad this is. I'm nervous, but here we go. Oh my gosh. I'm just looking at the viewfinder on my camera, and I can't like make anything out because it's a small screen, but I can definitely tell that there is some stuff burned in, which is technically burnout, like the thing that happens to me every January. But holy crap, that is so much worse than I thought. This is like really, really, really bad. I'm genuinely at a loss for words. Holy crap. All right, let's zoom in here. I'm just gonna put this down. Wow. You can clearly read Tetris there. But also like you can see where it says lines. It's got the like 1 player, 2 player stuff. It's got score. It shows what looks like the square piece in like the next up category. You can see a lot of where like the blocks fall. You can definitely see the side piece there. I'm gonna get a little closer, which is gonna block your view. Oh, you can wow. I don't know if it's gonna show up on camera or not, but you can see the colors. Like the T is like green to yellow, and then like orange to red in the E. It's like purple to blue in the other T. It's like a royal blue to like a cyan, and a cyan back to a blue, and then like the S is all cyan. That is wild. About the only thing that I can't see is like the part of Tetris DX where it has like the crayon and it's writing out Nintendo Game Boy, I think. That is so bad. Holy crap. Okay. But let's pull it back a little bit here. This has been running for months on max brightness on one game 24/7. And this is very obviously bad. But a little bit into this testing, I wanted to see if at half brightness, if we would see much of a result, if any. And that is because on May 6th, I took this picture of the screen. That was only 264 hours, and the faintest bit of burn in was occurring. It's really hard to see on camera. It was really hard to find. When you were playing a game, it was not noticeable, but nonetheless, it had burned in only 264 hours at max brightness on this game. And I don't know, maybe if you split those 264 hours up amongst like 3 years, would it have the same burn in effect? I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I wanted to see if at half brightness, at 5 out of 10, doing the same thing, running Tetris DX 24/7, would it have the same effect? So, since that day, I've been running this, and wow, okay. It is just as faint as that picture 264 hours in. And I haven't done the math to see how many hours it is, but I'll put it on screen right now. That would be crazy if it was exactly double the hours, but you're still getting the slightest bit of burn in. And I don't know if that's going to show up on camera at all. Put this back down. Also, like the scrolling effect is the weird screen stuff is because that's what happens when you put a camera on an OLED panel. I'll try and take a picture of it with my phone to see if that pops up, because in the viewfinder, I'm not seeing anything. I would actually say it's even fainter than it was, but maybe I need to up the brightness here. Maybe it'll show up a little bit better. Maybe the menu will go away eventually. There we go. I'm still not seeing it on the viewfinder. The answer is no, it doesn't get any better. I actually can't even take a picture of it because the auto stuff on the iPhone camera is just making it go super bright. So yeah, there's your answer. Half brightness will definitely delay it for a bit. Probably won't be anything to worry about at half brightness, but I'm loading up my flash cart here, and we're gonna see what color is the worst. So here we've got our red, and not really noticing a ton here. So let's swap over to blue. That's like a very cyan color. It's almost white on camera here, but that's a lot more obvious, at least in person. I don't know about on camera, but it's a lot more obvious when it's blue. So maybe blue's the worst offender? Well, that's like a pink color. That's not really red. There's just straight white. That would have been nice to know earlier. There's green. That's pretty obvious too. Oh, there's a darker blue. Oh, yeah, blue is the worst. It's kind of coming up purple on camera right now, but yeah, blue is the worst. Holy. So if you've got any games that heavily feature the color blue, may not be the one for OLED. And just to prove that it's not actually burn in and it's burn out with the screen completely black, it means all the pixels are off because it's OLED and you don't see anything, no matter how hard you try. Let's even pump it up all the way in post. Can't see anything. But looking at this blue, like, holy crap. In the viewfinder, it is so obvious. Like, that is the worst offender. I thought white would make it the most obvious, but man, blue. That is crazy. But if you want to see the full conclusion of what I think and more of the science behind it, go check out the main channel video. This is me getting B-roll and just like reaction for the main channel video, honestly. I think it'll be funny to see the reaction. I think some people want to see my reaction to this. So that's why this is on the second channel right now. But really, this is just so I can start writing my script. Holy cow. This is bad. But I will say before we completely end this video, if you're a Subway writer and you're not playing Subway Surfer and you're playing Tetris every single day and that's all you ever play, don't get the OLED kit. Otherwise, I think you're probably fine. All right, that's it.